9 key things to know before dating a Scorpio. Be aware of these Scorpio dating tips so you can make the most of your dates with this individualistic sign. 1. Their emotions run deep. Scorpios are nothing if not mysterious and elusive, be it in social events or in love matters. Most of the time acting out of impulse or some unknown sense of action that drives them forwards. It's still true that they are highly emotional and affectionate. They might not be so easy to understand, but if anyone shows that much interest in them to reach that conclusion, things will ultimately get better. When the show is on the road, things are liable to get a lot hotter and more dynamic than ever before. Yeah, you get the idea. Seductive and very intuitive in their approaches, letting them have their way is the best method of achieving nirvana without all the boring meditation and abstinence. Compatibility is therefore very important when talking about relationships with Scorpios. Since they are so complicated and unique in their attitudes and methods, being on the wrong side of the zodiac could lead to disaster, utter and irreversible disaster. It's better to take these things into consideration before committing to a decision. 2. They will play hard to get. Being attractive and mysterious is, who would have thought, sometimes a curse, rather than a blessing. And that is because every woman in a 100-meter radius swarms around these natives like bees flock to an intensely colored flower. There's just too much charm and flair that a Scorpio emanates, and no one can really resist their natural calling. That is the reason why most of them tend to be a bit more distant, in general, towards any approaching female. It's not snobism or egocentrism, just plain adaptability. Beyond that, Scorpios can also be very emotional and attached in an intimate relationship. While you shouldn't expect it of him to write you a love song and play it on the radio, or profess his love for you off the Empire State Building, it's still quite evident that he loves you. Letting actions speak louder than words, Scorpios know very well how to satisfy and please their mate, as nothing is left to be wanted. 3. They are afraid that they'll be hurt. Natives such as these are bound to end up in dregs, hurt and disappointed, if they give their heart to the first comer. This is something they fully know though, which is why trust and devotion are the 2 most important elements that they are looking for in somebody. Afraid of ending up bad, Scorpio women will either keep their distance or act indifferent to people who start getting to know them, at least at first, until something warms their attitude and makes them behave differently. 4. Their natural reflex is to sting. Just like their name suggests, a Scorpio's innate instincts will kick in automatically when a threat is detected that could harm them in any way. Their revenge, when called upon, is harsher and more dangerous than any weapon, and they can hatch it for a pretty long time. Quite devious, these Scorpios, but then again, whose fault was it that they had to resort to such underhanded tactics? They didn't start it, but they will finish it. In the same way, these natives fight fiercely and with reckless abandon for those they love. Willing to strike down anyone who might have ill intentions towards their partners, they are one of the most reliable and straightforward individuals of the zodiac. 5. They are a bit of control freaks. Scorpio men enjoy the feeling of being in a leadership position, and whether it's on a professional level, or a romantic one, they will always seek to get there with any cost while using all means. Being the decision maker is empowering and quite a pleasing feeling, knowing that whatever has to be done will be done according to your will. But there are also some downsides to this as well. While ensuring that the level of self-confidence is always set up high, conflicts could appear when another bossy individual enters the picture. And even in that case, by resorting to persuasion and deception, they still manage to get out on top. Very determined and ambitious individuals, Scorpios would rather die than give up on something they deeply care about. Using anything at their disposal and unleashing superhuman levels of resilience and courage, these natives are ready and able to achieve just about anything. Don't challenge them because you have no idea what sort of ammunition they could be bringing to the table. There may be things you didn't even think about. Their creativity and spirit of observation are amazing, so they will be using them in their favor. 6. They are not one to regret anything. Being of a very enthusiastic and systematic personality, most Scorpio natives tend to be very open and excited about their past misgivings. All the things they've done, good or bad, are experiences that were definitely worth it, and it defines their very being. It's obvious that some things are bound to be embarrassing or shameful, but a Scorpio doesn't care and views it as a formative event, something that had to happen. Thus, trying to criticize or make fun of what they went through would only end up making them angry and disappointed, so it would be best to leave bygones be bygones. 7. They possess great humor, a great company in any context. Scorpios are what some might call the soul of a party, in that they can easily transform a gloomy and serious atmosphere into a spirited and relaxed one. And they achieve that by using a sense of humor so ironic and down-to-earth, that many people might get upset or insulted as a result. Not that it's willingly made to be that way, but since it's made up of a rather unusual combination of elements, the humor is not to everyone's tastes. Even so, most of the times everyone ends up rolling on the floor laughing, at best, and snickering or grinning if the jokes are too much. 8. They value privacy like any other people. Scorpios also have dark secrets that are better kept hidden. Dramatic situations or certain conflicting events have had so great an impact on them, that even trying to remember is painful, let alone sharing them with someone else. There will be some things that they will never tell you about, no matter the approaches used. If, for some reason, a Scorpio decides that their partner is trustworthy enough to bear the responsibility, they will risk it and reveal those hidden secrets. It's not so easy to do that though, showing a vulnerability, given their strong confidence in themselves. 9. They need their space. One thing that each and every Scorpio hates is having no private space and no personal freedom. If their partner doesn't respect some boundaries and trespasses a certain limit, they won't react nicely, not in the least. Instead, what might happen won't be a merry occasion for either of them. Feeling cooped up in a cage is one of the most unpleasant feelings in the world. You could even get claustrophobic if things are taken to an extreme. It's only natural for them to want to have some time alone, and it would be best if people understood that. Furthermore, this need for independence manifests in more than one level. For example, when they say something, they won't take it back, ever. Decisions and promises are made to be respected, and if that's not possible, they make it possible.